Boy, they're going to be pissed at me for this one.
From this day forward, we not average Joes, we sales pros.
Now, as diversity, equity, and inclusion has become a huge buzzword and actually has become, industries are saturated with it. Now, what is the impact on the automotive industry? And I was on Automotive News the other day, and I was looking at a video, and it was very interesting, the perspective on this. And I want you to check this out with me and tell me, I'm going to give you my feedback on it. And then I want to know, what do you think the impact of DIE, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is having on the automotive industry and will have on the automotive industry and its moving parts on service, on sales, if it'll have an impact at all. So let's check it out and see exactly what Automotive News had to say.
So you were kind of, very involved in DE&I, which is, kind of become kind of this buzz acronym for a few years now. How commonplace are kind of DE&I initiatives in the auto dealership world?
I would say they're probably very commonplace, but they may not be labeled as DE&I. So I think anybody who works on, trying to attract more women into their dealership, or anybody who just actually tries to be curious and understand what their team is made up and respect their different opinions and backgrounds. And so I think a lot of people maybe are doing DE&I because I think saying DE&I scares people. People are like, diversity. They're like, wait, no, I'm not a racist. I don't have a problem. And so, I think we're doing it. We're maybe not labeling it. And what we're really working with the dealers on is how do you build a roadmap to make sure that your leadership team, your culture, your job advertising, your branding out to the community is really representing, a very diverse and it kind of brand your inclusive environment so that customers feel better about coming there. Employees want to come work for you. It looks like somewhere I'd be comfortable. And, that's really what's important to people nowadays.
Now, okay, now you've seen that and you heard that. Now, here's my concern as far as with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, I'm all about, especially being an African-American male, knowing that there once was a time where no matter how skilled you were, you might not get the opportunity based on things like your skin tone or like your gender. But let's fast forward it to 2024. We know society has changed and it has evolved. No matter what the media keeps trying to tell us, the biggest hurdle that I see to a lot of people has nothing to do with other cultures and other people of different skin tones and genders. It actually boils down to the competence of the individual. Now, here's my thoughts on this. I'm all about that. We should have diversity in the workplace. There are very skilled women. There are very skilled ethnic groups that can come in and add tremendous value to the dealership in sales, in management, in leadership, in service. But where I believe that it gets dangerous at is that giving somebody else who's less qualified an opportunity just because they're of a diverse background, I think could be potential for disaster. And then where does it stop? If somebody is better at leading the team and they just so happen to be a male, let's just say they happen to be a white or a black male, should they not get that position just because there is a woman or a transgender or a member of the LGBTQ community who's not as skilled, but because they're a member of that group, they should get the spot? We're not talking about being just a friend thing and everybody hanging out. We're talking about business. And corporations, they have just as much rights. And you may or may not know this. Do you know a corporation has equal rights to a human being? The only difference is they don't have a soul like you and I may have. So the only intention of a corporation, of a business, is to generate profits. It is not about making people feel good. That's not the job of a corporation. Now, the people within the organization to show appreciation to the community, to the customers, to investors, that's one thing. But we have to, keep everything in perspective. A business is not created to make people feel good. A business is created to provide value to the public, to help them solve a problem or find a solution. But as far as for the business in itself, its sole intention is providing a product or service, generating profits. The emotional aspect of it is not there. But with diversity, equity, inclusion, and again, I'm a firm believer that when a woman is competent, confident, and knows what's going on, they run circles around guys at dealerships. As a matter of fact, most of my dealer groups that I deal with have told me that the level of the women that I've been able to bring into their stores changed the game because they just help lighten things up. But confident, competent, and capable. But the same thing on the male side. It's not like just because they're a male that they get hired. You got to be confident, competent, and capable also. But here's the kicker. Does it stop there? Who's to say that 1 month in the future, somebody that sells 25 or 30 units and someone else only sells 5, that now this person wants to get pissed off because that person sold 30 and they feel like they shouldn't just have 30 and they only got 5 and everybody should share. And I've seen this be infiltrated into the restaurant industry. There was once a point in time where if your waitress or waiter waited on your table and did a good job, you left them a tip and that was theirs. Not anymore. Now you can be a host, hostess, waiter, or waitress, do a bang up job. The waiter or waitress that's working the other tables can suck. And guess what? Your big tips that you're getting in based off your hard work, your blood, sweat, and work and effort. Now you got to split it with somebody else who's half-assing and don't care as much as you. I think that that's the danger that we're running into when we start telling people, hey, well, just because you're different, you should be able to get this opportunity. Again, I'm all about giving everyone equal opportunity. It shouldn't matter if you're a transgender. It shouldn't matter if you're LGBTQ. It shouldn't matter if you're male or female. It shouldn't matter what race or ethnic background you are, for the opportunity. But if your skills lack and you don't have the capabilities, just like anybody else, you should be able to be passed by, if not removed or replaced. And now we're setting ourselves up to where someone that's in this position who already wanted this opportunity due to being different, where does it stop? Can you remove them off a position? Can you stop them from wanting to split the profits of where sales profits now be spread out equally amongst the sales team? It's like when I was playing sports, I graduated high school in 1996. When I was playing sports, there was no participation trophies. The top 3 teams got trophies. The winner got the biggest and the ribbons. Number 2 got a smaller trophy and some other ribbons. And the third place got an itty bitty trophy or a cup, and they got some ribbons. Everybody else just watched. Everybody else watched. Now everybody gets a participation award. Everybody gets recognized. You know what? Even though you're the best, this person should have an opportunity. And that's not real life. That's not real life. If somebody in our family needed heart surgery, a heart transplant, you got the best doctor, best heart surgeon in the world, which just so happens to be a female black surgeon. What you going to say? No, I want to go get this white guy to give him a shot, or this transgender to give them a shot. No, you want the person with the best skills working on your family member, on your loved one. And rightfully so. You have the right, to want the best. And so diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm all about diversity in the workplace. I love when I walk into a dealership and I can just see a sea of ethnicity. I think it adds value to the culture. I love when I see men, women working together harmoniously, grinding, going after the same, going to achieve the same goal. The true epitome of a team. Together, everyone achieves more. I love when I see that. But at the same time, someone who has busted their ass to develop their skill set and their abilities should not have their opportunity shunned just because somebody else of lesser capabilities and lesser skills that just so happens to be different should get the opportunity just because they're different. I don't hire based off that, and I don't believe a lot of companies are hiring based off of that. And the ones that are, let me just let you know, look around. Look around. Let's look at what's happening in the airlines. Let's look at what's happening in different corporations. Let's look at what's happening in the movie industry. Let's look at what's happening in corporate marketing, where we're expanding without being in tune with who our base is. Everything isn't for everybody. It's just not. So do I believe the workplace should be diverse? Yes. Do I believe that those who have earned it should have equity? Yes. Do I believe that everyone just should have equal equity regardless of the output? No. And inclusion. I do believe that everyone in a work environment should feel comfortable, should feel like when they come into their workplace, they don't have to deal with any of the prejudices and things like that, just so they can work to earn a living to provide for their family. But what I disagree with, and I don't believe, is just because you're different, you should be placed in front of somebody who's more capable, more competent. I don't agree with that, but hey, that's just my thoughts. I want to get your input on it. What do you feel about it? Do you believe it is a slippery slope where eventually everybody's going to want to start sharing the commissions? And then is it going to stop there where then next the company's going to have to share revenue profits with every employee across the board, regardless of output or production? Where does it stop? So give me your input. And hey, thank you for watching. Remember to like this video, comment on this video, share this video. If you aren't connected with me on social media, connect. If you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe. And more than anything else, let me just take a quick second. I encourage you to check out the Selling for Success sales training platform. And it's bigger than just a sales training platform. It's got courses, complete courses with videos, audios, training manuals. It's got ebooks. It's got everything you need to be able to transition your skill set, drastically improve them, and really start capitalizing on the opportunity at your dealership or at your business and with your prospects, regardless of what industry you're in. The foundation of sales is the same. It's to identify an issue, a pain point with the public, introduce them to your product or service, qualify to find out if they need it and how it can benefit them, and then make it easy for them to make that smart, safe buying decision and do business with you. So make sure you check out the Selling for Success sales training platform. You'll be happy you did. Other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership and at the top.